Now, Rico Verhoeven just lost, well, a couple days ago, just lost his fight up against Alexander Usyk using basically the technique that Jim Carrey's using right here. Brand Risk 14 just went over a couple of days ago, and I'm going to go through most of the fights that I saw. The scorecards were absolutely abysmal for the Rico Verhoeven Alexander Usyk fight, which we'll get to in a second. And Imavov is absolutely fed up with being back in behind the line of everybody else in the middleweight title picture. And I'm going to go through all of that in 1 second because I'm going to clear my throat. Okay. That was a bit more than expected. Okay. So, Brand Risk 14 started off with the Ethan Smith Wardrek fight. Jeremy Smith won that by decision. There was a couple big slams. Very great to see two very small people rising to the occasion. No Neck Jay able to get I believe it was a submission, an armbar up against Shane Chance. Very difficult to submit a guy like No Neck Jay. Very difficult. Very difficult. Doable, but very difficult. Next up, we had what I thought to be the fight of the night with Super Hot Fire winning in a KO at the end of the second round up against Ray J. Ray J walking up against the ropes, just absolutely defenseless, had one wish in mind. Super Hot Fire to come in, bang, basketball hoop, dunk it, straight on the chin, out like a light, no fixture, nothing ever. Okay, I'm going to stop it with that. But Ray J was very good at the beginning of the fight, throwing off a couple of jabs, but not really ferocious with it. Super Hot Fire was throwing mostly, it was mostly just head hunting for the most part with clinch work. A couple of takedowns here and there, a couple of clinch works. Nothing really too big. It was more just a highlight reel knockout for Super Hot Fire, who is now 3-3. Ray J 0-1. Next up, we had the last-minute co-main event between Lance Stevenson and Michael Beasley. Now, Michael Beasley put out a bit of training footage beforehand, which wasn't the best, but was considering the talent he was going up against. Lance Stevenson is a very good basketball player, same with Michael Beasley, but they're not exactly MMA fighters. Lance Stevenson came out with just more athletic strikes, was able to take him down, and then from there it seemed like Michael Beasley's only takedown defense was a guillotine, took that from Dustin Poirier, and then from there wasn't able to get anything done. It does say decision by round 1, but it was mostly just, I think, either stopped by the corner or stopped right there in full mount. Which, speaking of full mount, we then go to the next fight, the main event, the middleweight fight between Bob Maroney and Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel, one of the few people to throw kicks. Very awkward kicks at that, but kicks nonetheless. Bob Maroney threw almost no punches, most of them feints. Had absolutely no awareness on the ground, and it was kind of a shit fight in all honesty. Johnny Manziel is looking to retire, which is great to see. Bob Maroney, I don't want to see him in brand risk again, unless it's up against Jeremy Smith, who's 3'5". 6-0 though. 6-0. So I mean, I believe he was supposed to fight one of the Island Boys beforehand, but then one of the Island Boys pulled out. So I'd also like to see a rematch. But either way, we had the fight between Rico Verhoeven, Alexander Usyk in Egypt, Pyramids Gaza. Great event. Great event, first and foremost, I want to say. Horrible officiating, though. There was absolutely no way in God's green earth that in the, I think it was the 11, going into the 11th round, it was nearly tied up between all of them. I was almost sick to my stomach. I watched it back multiple times throughout the weekend, and I gave Alexander Usyk at least 3, if not 4 rounds. I did not have it equal. There's no way. He was going to get robbed regardless. But the one thing that I hate about it is that the referee pulled in a bit too early. Now, granted, I did find out from one of the coaches, brother of Paul Fury, or John Fury, um, he talked to the referee who stated that he didn't even hear the bell go. He waved it off 2 seconds technically after the bell, but he did not hear the bell go off. So I don't exactly put it on the ref. The ref is the person who dictates the fight, but he also made a critical mistake, and he also is okay with that. Now, what I want to know is an interview between these three refs here, because there's no way that there should be the second round to them, third round, fifth round, sixth round. Yeah, no, there's no way. It was just poor officiating throughout the entirety of it. And boxing has just become a mockery now. People are saying that people coming from other sports into boxing, they know nothing about the sport. Conor McGregor did a good job against Floyd Mayweather. Francis Ngannou did a good job up against Tyson Fury. Now try putting Tyson Fury in a kickboxing bout up against Francis Ngannou. He gets smoked. Put him in a wrestling match, for crying out loud, he gets smoked. Like, when you add different elements, it makes it way harder. And Rico Verhoeven, using Jim Carrey's technique, kind of solved it. Basically, legitimately this, just putting his head down, putting his foot on the outside, landing jab, 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 flickering, not knowing when he was actually going to fire, which disrupted Alexander Usyk's timing throughout the entirety of the fight. It was great to see, but it was just horrible that there was just poor officiating and poor refereeing on the production side of things. All right. Now, on to the last thing. Nasruddin Imavov came out with a very, very funny video basically stating the fact that he's been waiting for way too long to get this title shot. He should be getting this title shot. And I'm just going to kind of let it play for a tiny bit. UFC 344, just bringing on the fact that he's been waiting on a title. At first it was De Ridder Adesanya was supposed to be the title shot fight. Barajo versus Allen was supposed to be a title fight. Whereas Nasruddin's just been on the sideline the entirety of the time. And now, do I feel like he should... Now, do I feel like he should be getting a title shot immediately? No. This is absolutely wild to see, though. Wakes up and just sees Bruce Buffer. But do I feel like he's wrong in putting this out there? No. He's been skipped multiple times. He deserves a title shot. Do I think he deserves a title shot right now with the current champion that's out there in Sean Strickland, who recently just got a win over him? I'd want to say no. I feel like he should just get one more win, and then he should get that title shot. Or Sean Strickland should get one defense, and then go up against Imavov. There should be a little bit more timing in between the two of them. Like, they only fought, what was it, 2 years ago? 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago they fought. Like, there's not much that he can kind of improve on to be able to beat Sean Strickland in a 5-round fight. Unless he was to do the Jim Carrey. But it's just, I don't know. I would love to see, if they were going to book Strickland Imavov, I would love to see that MGM Grand towards the end of the year, towards like November, October, I think. That would be a good headliner. A good fluid kickboxer with somebody that's going to be just plodding forward in Sean Strickland. It would be a great fight. It would be a good one. So I did just kind of want to make this quick video, just kind of focusing on the fact that Brand Risk doing a great job, but they kind of need to tighten up on production and everything. Now we do know that it's kind of just, a bunch of not low-level talent, but talent that's coming into the sport. I was about to say Jim Carrey. Rico Verhoeven had a very interesting game plan up against Alexander Usyk that unfortunately the refs didn't pick up on, and the judges didn't pick up on, and the ref stopped it immediately once he saw a little bit of damage going his way. And Nasruddin Imavov is absolutely sick and tired of waiting for that title shot. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.